Hey everybody, welcome back to the vlog. Thank you so much for joining me once again for tea time. I appreciate you being here. Today we have some misty morning. This stuff is so good. This is one of the blends that I put together. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have those teas available for you guys probably in the next week or so. You've been asking me for them for probably over a year. And I finally decided to do it. This stuff, it's just so good. I've been blending teas for many years, and I use all natural stuff, just all organic, and it's just good. It's just good. Anyways, guys, that's going to be coming soon. I've been working on that for the last couple of weeks nonstop. But anyways, today is going to be a Pixelmator day. Now, you know, I do a lot of Adobe alternatives. I think it's very important because there's a lot of kids out there. I say kids, let's say college students that say, Joe, what can I use in my creative career that I can continue using after school? Because in school, I'm getting a really good price on the Adobe suite. But once I'm out, then it's not so great anymore. Is there alternatives? And I've been putting together this Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord series for the last, 5-6 months now. And I have a ton of different alternatives out there already. So if you haven't went through them as of yet, just check out a playlist called Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord. You can even just search it on YouTube. It'll come up. All right, so check that out. There's a lot of stuff from Photoshop to Lightroom to Illustrator to Premiere Pro, whatever. There's a lot of different things in there. Well, today is going to be a Pixelmator day. All right, now Pixelmator is one of the options that I told you guys about when we were talking about Photoshop and Lightroom and whatnot. I'm editing photos, okay? And I said it was a really good option. The only problem was it was only for iOS, all right? It's only for Mac. It's only for Apple. So PC guys were just out in the cold when it comes to this specific package, but it was really good. It's fantastic. And I probably would have given it the top maybe 2-3 spots. It probably would have occupied that, maybe even second, only to Affinity, because it's so good. Well, as of today, Pixelmator Pro photo version is available for free, guys, for free on the App Store. All right, check it out, Pixelmator. It says here, Pixelmator is a photo editor unlike any other. It features a collection of non-destructive, blah, 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 blah. The most important thing is Pixelmator is completely free for 24 hours. So if you don't have Pixelmator, go pick it up. Now, if you are watching this a day late, you're $1 short. Actually, you're $4.99 short. So it's not that big of a deal. It is $4, guys, $5. Really cheap, but it is also really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you me editing something. I'm just going to jump in here, matter of fact, and give you a little walkthrough so you can see what it looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with a CR2 file. Now, a CR2 file, if you're not a Canon guy, the CR2 file is a raw file right out of a Canon. I believe this was a 5D Mark IV, Mark III, I don't know. But let me just start out real quick by saying this program works very similar to Procreate, where you can take 2 fingers, double tap or tap on the screen and revert back into history. Go back, basically undo. And if you use 3 fingers and you tap, you will go forward into history or redo instead of undoing. So you can move forward and backwards just by tapping. I absolutely love that. That is a feature for me in Procreate, what I use for drawing. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you an image that I did on Procreate in just a second. We'll do an edit on it or something. Anyways, that package allows you to do that, and I use it all the time. You make a mistake, double tap. Make a mistake, double tap. You want to go forward, use 3 fingers and tap. Just simple, really well. And Pixelmator has that built into it. I love that. So if we come in here and we do, let's say, a quick crop, all right, like this, and we're like, I don't like that, it's chopped off. We can just tap and it's back to the way it was. That is really great. So besides our crop tool, we also have a perspective tool where we can kind of move left or right in perspective here. We also have the up and down like this. That actually looks pretty good. So I'm going to leave that just like that. So let's go ahead and open up our edit function. As you can see here, look at all of the options here. It looks very much so akin to a Lightroom or any other editing software. All right. Really, really simple and nice. Now, as you can see here, we have a white balance that we can set as auto, or we can use a eyedropper and move this eyedropper around the image until we find an area that we believe to be gray. Let's say this area, and that's it. And now we have our white balance. If we want to change it, we can go ahead and change the sliders, left, right, make it warmer, whatever we want to do. And remember, if we want to go backwards, we just simply use 2 fingers and tap, and that's it. So let's do a quick edit. This looks pretty good as it is right now. It looks kind of blown out. You can see down here, it's a little bit bright. Let's change our highlights. Let's back those all the way down, move back out. Maybe this exposure will drop down just slightly. Move our brightness up just a little bit, our contrast up. I like that flower, but it feels a little bit dark. Let's just bring that flower up just a little bit and then move the black point up. That looks pretty good. So let's go into some other options over here. We have a single master wheel for color balance that we can use, or we can use a triple wheel. The triple wheel allows you to make modifications to the color in the shadows, the midtones, and the highlights. This is unbelievably nice. This is like awesome. This is the type of thing that you see in a color grading package, for example, with DaVinci Resolve. I mean, this is really, really sweet to be able to get that color exactly how you want it in the shadows, in the mids, as well as in the highlights. So let's go ahead and move out of here and see what's next. We have selective color that we can turn on or off. That means we can get in there and change the hue, the saturation, as well as the brightness selectively. Next, we have our levels. Some people like to do levels this way by just simply moving this around a little bit. I'm personally a curve type of guy. So let's go on over to curves. I like this better. Let's put in a little S-curve into this. Let's drop this down just a little bit, punch that up just slightly. Something right about there. Not bad. They're a little bit, the highlights are blown, but I like the way this image looks like that. So that's the S-curve. Then we have replace color. Now this is kind of interesting because you can select with the eyedropper a specific color that you want to replace and then change that color to another color, which is really super cool. Next thing here, we have black and white. We can turn that on and off, and then we can dig in deeper by changing the reds, the greens, and the blues, and the tonality and the intensity of that, just like you want to do if you are doing any type of black and white work. Next, we have color monochrome. We can change that to whatever color we want. We also have sepia. I've never liked sepia. That's just my personal thing. I am not a sepia kind of guy. Next, we have fade on and off. We also have your channel mixer. You can change, once again, red, green, blue in your channel mixer. We have invert. That's kind of crazy looking. And we have the vignette. Some people like putting a vignette on some of their images. You can do that. And you can also change your softness of your vignette. You can change the black point as well as the exposure. Next, you have sharpness. You can really get in there and dial in that sharpness however you want to. If we come in here to, let's say this flower, we can move this sharpness all the way up, and you can see how it's getting sharper and sharper and sharper. To me, I don't like putting too much sharpness after the fact into images. I'll do it slightly, but I just feel like it just doesn't work very well. So we'll just use a little bit of sharpness in here. Let's get out of that. And then finally, we have grain. I like grain. I like images that look grainy if it looks like a really good grain. Now, as far as this grain goes, it's not bad. And you can control the size of the grain. You see that? Which is kind of nice. Personally, I don't add grain to my images. So what we're going to do is we're going to revert back to no grain and shut that off. I like a nice slick image, especially when I go to print. Now, if I'm doing a black and white, then I want the grain because most of the time I'm using film, and I'm specifically purchasing film that has an exact grain that I want for the images that I'm trying to capture. Okay, that's a different story. Grain after the fact, it's okay. It's still digital grain. Anyways, so this is a little bit of a look at the different options that you have. Now, what's really nice is this little Band-Aid button over here. You see that little Band-Aid icon? Now, that is your healing tool. Check out how good this is. You see this dirt on the table? Check this out. Look at that. Look at the repair speed. Look at how well it repairs. Let's say if we get in here, this little blown highlight here, let's go and cover that up. Look at that, gone. Let me go ahead and bring up, let me cancel this. I'm going to discard my changes. I'm going to bring up Sally. Now, like I was telling you, I draw on the iPad using Procreate. I do illustrations. I do logo design, package work. There's a lot of stuff I do. Now, this is Sally. This was one of those fun things. Now, if you haven't seen me do this, I actually have a video out there where you see me do a speed painting of this, but I just want to use this as an example. Let's go right into her eye, and I'm going to show you how good this thing erases. Let's go ahead and use that eraser tool on that eye, and there you go, and we'll do it on this one too. I mean, it's so good, guys. I mean, it's really unbelievable how well it does, how well it cleans things up. So all in all, guys, this program is exceptional. If you are editing photos on, let's say, location somewhere, and you want to be able to edit them instead of on your laptop, you want to be able to edit them on your iPad, I mean, this is a great program for doing it. I think it's every bit as good as what Adobe has out there. All right, it has great functionality, and the thing is that it feels quicker. It's not as lethargic. All right, it is very, very fast. And I believe that this Pixelmator version was designed from the ground up for just being that quick. All right, for tablet work, for being able to move and manipulate and really use that GPU, the CPU that's in the iPad. I wish, though, that they would make this program for the Surface or for any other Windows-based device. They haven't as of yet. Maybe they're working on it. I really don't know, but I think that it would really do them well. I really, really do. iOS is great. It is definitely the largest portion of the market, but still there's a lot of folks out there that are on PCs like me. I'm currently using PC. I don't use Mac anymore. And some people are like, you always hate on Mac. Why is that? Well, I don't hate on Mac when it comes to the actual iPads, okay, or an iPhone. I think they do a really good job at what they do. The problem with it is their computers, they went away from the professionals, my personal opinion. It started out with their software where it really started going more into an everyday consumer type instead of professional, especially when it came to video editing. That made me crazy. I won't get into that. This is a Pixelmator video, but I've been using Apple ever since the Apple II Plus. So I used Apple for decades, right? I've always used Apple. And only until about 2.5 years ago did I migrate 100% the entire studio. All of our hardware in the studio now is all PC that I built. So that's just kind of the way it is. Anyways, I wish that they would come out with this software for the Surface Pro, whatever, Surface X, whatever it is. So, but they haven't as of yet. Now, if you do have an iPad or even an iPhone, definitely pick this up today. I mean, you're looking at a program that works out really well. It does a great job. Look at this double tap. Let's put the eyeballs right back in, right? Really simple. But it works out really well. It does a great job. And right now it's free. And like I said, even if you can't pick it up for free and you actually have to spend the $4.99 for it, I really do believe that it's well worth it. It is a really good tool for what it is. Also, what I didn't get into, I probably should have, but there was just only so much time for these videos, is culling. You can cull through photos very quickly on your iPad, make your selections and whatnot, which is really, really important. All right. The problem that I always have with the iPad is bringing the photos to the iPad. Now, I'm putting this out to you guys because I want to hear from you. All right. What do you use? What program do you use? Don't tell me iTunes, so I'll lose it. What do you use to bring your images from your camera or your computer onto your iPad. What are you using? What software? Is there something really simple, something really easy? We don't want to use iCloud, and we don't want to go through a whole bunch of hoops to get it on the iPad, all right? I want to hear from you. What do you use, all right? I'll tell you my methods, but they're just horrible. So I'm not even going to get into it, okay? But anyways, I can get them on here, obviously, but it's just not fun doing. That being said, in the comment area, let's have this discussion. What do you think about Pixelmator? Are you using it on your Apple computer? What do you think about it? That program runs about 39 to 59 bucks. Really good software, very good software. Are you using it on your iPad or your iPhone? All right, did you pick it up? And what do you think about it? Let's have this discussion. So also, guys, don't forget to head over to community.JCristina.com. I set up a creative Discord server for you and I to just hang out. All right. There's hundreds and hundreds of creatives over there already. Check it out. Community.JCristina.com. There's also a photo contest going on over there right now. Go over to The Wall. It's a channel called The Wall. Post an image. The theme right now for this month is giving thanks. Post any image that you have with that type of theme, and you might be the winner of a brand new Think Tank bag. Also, I still have promo code YT20 working. So if you go over to my website, JCristina.com, and you pick up anything, put it into your shopping cart, every single product in that shopping cart will get 20% off your entire shopping cart. Once again, it's YT20. And finally, go and download my ebook. I wrote this ebook a couple of years ago. Some of you have it, some of you don't. It is a really good resource as far as making sharper images. All right, download it. Go over to jcristina.com/ebook. Once again, jcristina.com/ebook. Download it. It's free. All right, go grab a copy. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you have, throw me a big thumbs up. That would be awesome. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you get all my content when it becomes available, and click the bell icon so when it is available, you will be notified of it. And finally, head over to my website, jcristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years. And hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me. That would be awesome. Guys, have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. I thank you for being here. I thank you for subscribing. I thank you for commenting and just giving back to the community. Many blessings to each and every one of you. Take care.